Hey folks, we're still continuing our discussions on trigonometric functions. And what I want to talk about on this one is the concept of complements and cofunctions. So complements, we remember these are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. And cofunctions, these are things that we haven't really talked about before. But you can see here in number one, cofunctions are sine and cosine. In number two, cofunctions are secant and cosecant. And in number three, cofunctions are tangent and cotangent. And so the three rules that we have for this is that rule number one, the sine and the cosine of two complements or two complementary angles are always going to be equal to each other. Number two, the cosecant and the secant of two complementary angles, they're also always going to be equal to each other. And then number three, the tangent and cotangent of two complementary angles will always equal each other. Now, reference angles, sometimes these are called theta prime. That's what that apostrophe says. That's how you would read that. But really, it's not called theta prime very often, but I did see it on my lab math. So if you run into it, you'll know what it means. All a reference angle is basically it's asking the question, how far away from the nearest x-axis is your angle? Now, if you're working in radians, we're answering in radians. If you're working in degrees, we're answering in degrees. So how far away from the x-axis is the angle? And we're going for the closest x-axis there.